Brother Jediah,
Yes.
real quickly, would you happen to have the Lost Acts of the Holy Apostles on hand with you, where it describes how the Apostle Paul looked?
Oh, yes.
In his account.
It says in Lost Acts that he's ruddy as well.
But it gives more detail to let you know what that ruddy actually was. But you can go ahead, if you can bring that out, that'll be I appreciate that too.
Okay.
How many roads? Too many signs, I can't read them. Wouldn't recognize a turn even if I seen it. Been driving all along, feel like I'm dreaming. Okay.
Brother Jediah, can you pull up that source for me in the Lost Acts dealing with the physical identity of Paul? Okay. I want to touch on this real quick. I want to let Brother Yash give some quick thoughts, and then I'm gonna give it back to Vocab.
Okay, it might take me a second to find that.
It's in the like in the first page of Paul.
Oh, perfect.
The continuance of Paul.
Okay.
If you go down, it's
the genealogy of St. Paul.
Yeah, it's right there. It's verse 5 of chapter 2.
Okay. So here in the Lost Acts of the Apostles, we have pictures of our people in the book, because as we showed the other day, white Christianity solely puts white pictures for Jesus, for Mary, for Joseph, for Moses, for everybody, but we in our books, we put the people as they are. Okay, so we're going to go to page 238. Okay. Told our brother for giving that. St. Paulos belonged to a noble and chosen family, and he was of the seed of Abraham and of the children of Israel. So he was melanated. He was of the tribe of Benjamin, or Benjamin, the son of the right hand, the Hebrew, and he was learned in the scriptures and in the doctrine of the Torah of Moshe, or Moses. He was born in Tarsus, at Cilicia or Sicilia, and there he grew up. He was a rigorous man of fine, upright stature, and his countenance was ruddy with the ruddiness of the skin of the pomegranate. Hallelujah. His complexion was clear. His nose was high and large. So he had a big nose, which Europeans don't have the big nose. His eyes were dark, and his cheeks were full and bearded, and of the color of a rose. He was educated with the greatest care and strictness by Gamaliel, the high priest and Pharisee, the teacher of the Torah, who admonished the Yehudim and made them to act cunningly towards the apostles until at length they meditated their slaughter.
Okay, so that gives an accurate depiction of the Apostle Paul, and we're talking about red and ruddy. And this falls right in line with the ruddiness concept. And we see that ruddy, it said with the ruddiness of the skin of a pomegranate. We all know what a pomegranate looks like.
Mahogany.
And so that lets you know what the Apostle Paul looked like. And so that is proof to me that the Israelites were a dark-skinned people and still a dark-skinned people today. And then I'm gonna pass it back to Vocab.
The other thing that I needed to bring up is this physical appearance of Paul based upon non-canonical sources. If we're going to go that way, then we can get into other sources which do the same thing. And guess what we'll end up with? Now, I'm not saying this is valid, but if you go to the Acts of Paul and Thecla, look at what it says. Quite small, bald-headed, bow-legged, with knees far apart, and meeting eyebrows, large eyes, a long nose, and a red, florid face. Are we going to go with non-canonical scriptures here for what Paul looked like? Do you guys see this? A red, florid face? That's the way most of y'all would describe Edomites. Now, I'm not saying Paul's an Edomite. I don't believe that. But I'm just showing the point there. Florid literally means having a red or flushed complexion.
Okay.
It literally means that. So I don't understand why we think it's valid to use those sources, because if we're going to go to other sources that are also non-canonical, that also have these physical descriptions of Paul, some of which are older, we're going to end up with a Paul with a red florid face and a long nose.
Yo, I heard so many of them. I heard he has a hook nose, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not valid to use these other non-canonical ones like that when we have that situation going on.